Hello everyone, Someone Bard here. Well, as you can see from all the decorations I have in this room, it is time for another month of happy Sulli-Days. We would often wonder as kids how Santa gets to every house at night. And while many Christmas specials have this question floating around, it's not as fully answered as everything else about the jolly old man. That is until Aardman and Sony Animation brought forth this question in their first feature-length film together. It's a Christmas movie that is slowly but surely gaining popularity. And it is called Arthur Christmas. During one Christmas Eve night, Santa, along with his old son Steve helping out, delivered presents via a giant spaceship known as the S1, and the elves helped in delivering the presents quickly and without being seen. But when one present, which is a bike for a girl named Gwen from England, gets undelivered during the flight, Santa's young son Arthur becomes very worried about this, and both his brother and father can't do anything about it. That is until Arthur's grandfather, Grand Santa, helps out by delivering Gwen's gift with the sleigh. And along with a gift-wrapping elf named Bryony, the three must bring the present to Gwen before dawn breaks. One of the things that is interesting about this film is the way Santa delivers his presents. As you can tell, it's all done using the S1, but the way they use it is sort of unique. The S1 can camouflage into the night sky or become the night sky. It hovers over an entire town or city, and every house in the area is checked, cleared, and processed by hundreds of elves, all of whom quickly and carefully drop off every present, with a few exceptions for Santa. The technology the elves use to get around is pretty unique, and most of the delivering feels like an updated take on Disney's Prep and Landing specials, except the scenarios are a little more fun. And even the film's message is an interesting one. In that it's not how the gifts are delivered or who delivers them, it always comes down to seeing the magic of Christmas and the joy one child has when receiving a gift. And yeah, certain characters have their selfish moments and only care about making deliveries, but it's in discovering the joys and love of Christmas from a child that not only makes them a family again, but know how to care for a child during the holiday season, and even know what to expect and do for the future. That can be said for some of the other holiday classics, and this one would be among them for its simple message and an original story that's told as simple as can be. But the only downside I have with this film is the comedy. Now, there's nothing wrong with the comedy, it's just that it moves pretty fast and sometimes it's hard to know what they're saying that makes it funny. A few times a visual gag or one or two lines make me laugh, but that's pretty much it. Maybe because the studio Aardman is from Britain and many of the country's humor is very fast, it's likely why I don't get into these kinds of comedies. But it's mainly a minor criticism. However, the actors voicing the characters did a nice job. James McAvoy voices Arthur, Hugh Laurie voices Steve, Bill Nighy voices Grand Santa, Jim Broadbent voices Santa, Imelda Staunton voices Mrs. Claus, Ashley Jensen voices Bryony, Mark Wooten voices Peter, Laura Linney voices North Pole Computer, Eva Longoria voices Chief De Silva, Ramona Marquez voices Gwen, and Michael Palin voices Ernie Clicker. As a whole, this movie is fine. The characters are okay, the story is nice, and the animation is wonderful. Director Sarah Smith did a nice job of bringing a simple story of how a generation of Santas bring a present to a missed child in all its colorful and bright Christmassy way. Though while some of the comedy could have been done at a slower pace to catch, there's nothing much else to complain about. And while it's not as big a name as many other Christmas classics, it deserves to be a part of them and shouldn't be forgotten. And as long as it's still known for its wonderful feel and magic, it's good to know that this film would be a new Christmas classic. So today, this movie would be given a rating of 3 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. And tune in next week for more of Happy Sulli-Days. Well, here I am once again to do another movie review, but this time for a theatrical one, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, it's time to look at another new film that has come out in theaters, and one to bring the directors of The Princess and the Frog, Aladdin, and The Little Mermaid into their first CGI animated film. It's Disney's latest and quickly big hit film, Moana. The story is about a girl named Moana, who is the daughter of a Polynesian chief named Tui, and has a special connection to the ocean since she was a toddler. But Tui forbids Moana to venture beyond the island, and while he teaches her how to become the next chief, Tala, Moana's grandmother, recalls the stories that she told Moana as a toddler of the goddess Te Fiti, and how a demigod named Maui stole the goddess's heart and caused destruction of every island created by Te Fiti, stories that Tala says are true. But Tala soon dies, and Moana was told to find Maui to restore the heart of Te Fiti before all the islands are gone. Of course Moana finds Maui, but Maui will only restore the heart after getting his hook back, which helps him transform into any animal, but loses it in fighting a lava monster. And so the two of them go find Maui's hook and restore the heart as they sail across the ocean and come across obstacles along the way. Directors John Musker, Ron Clements, Chris Williams, and Don Hall had done a nice job at presenting an adventure filled with good characters, a nice story, amazing animation, and fun songs. Though while it borrows elements from other Disney films like Pocahontas, The Little Mermaid, and Lilo and Stitch, they don't distract me much since it's all nicely done and lively with its colors and beauty all around. And at a running time of 2 hours and 4 minutes, making it the longest Disney animated film, this is one that won't be such a bore, and one that I enjoyed quite a bit. So today I'm giving this movie a rating of 2.5 plus stars. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for more of Happy Sulli-Days. It's a Christmas movie that slowly but surely is gaining popularity. And it's called Arthur's Christmas. No.